Hello and welcome back again to Todd's Night Blaseball, extending deeper into the night than anyone could have possibly expected, except for me, of course. I knew that the Breath Mints were going to do this. That's why I fell asleep all afternoon and didn't broadcast most of the other series against the Worms because if I would have tried to do like 12 games in one day, I probably would not be able to speak for about a week afterward. But we are here with the finals, the Internet Series. The Kansas City Breath Mints are going to host Game 1 of the Internet Series against the Mexico City Wild Wings. Two of the best teams in the league this season. Of course, the Atlantis Georgias finished with the most wins in the regular season, but then they went and lost in 2 games to the Charleston Shoe Thieves. The Wings took care of business against the Thieves. Taking a look at that series, the Wings scored just tons and tons and tons of runs against the poor Thieves, going up against... who is it? What's her name? Zora Kramer, 3 times in that series. And the Wings scored 25 points, 19 points, 9 points in their 3 victories. And, that really does kind of tell you what kind of offense this Mexico City team has. If we look at their stats, they are just terrific. Look at all these players with above 100 OPS plus. I'm a little terrified of their offense, especially since going in order from top to bottom, they are structured the way that you would want your offense to actually be ordered. Nova Bai and Lillian McKinley and Soledad Drama, their first 3 batters, are also their best 3 batters. Each one of them has an OPS above 900. They each have at least 37 home runs. This lineup hits a lot. They hit for power. They have great batting averages all the way up and down. And really their one weakness is that they're not good at stealing bases. The only good player that doesn't get thrown out almost as often as they steal or more is actually Fontaine Teacup. Sadly not Slow McDonald. McDonald is actually pretty fast, but doesn't have the base thirst to go for the big stolen base numbers. I've been looking at this Mexico City team, trying to find a weakness in this lineup, and really the only one is Slow McDonald. This is a batter that's hitting 179 with a 224 on base percentage and a 538 OPS. Other than that, the lowest OPS on this team is 712, and that's Harold Valley batting 7th. And then Donna Larson is the next best after that, which is 795. And all of the other batters have an OPS of at least 800. So what that tells you is this Mexico City team can score, and they can score a lot. On the pitching side of things, they have 3 very good pitchers and 2 very bad pitchers. Starting for them in Game 1 is going to be Badger Leon. Badger Leon, let's go with that. Who do not be fooled by this 1.3 pitching stars, because if we can look at the advanced stats down here, we can see that this player actually has quite a lot of ruthlessness, 0.78, and also pretty decent overpowerment as well, 0.72. So they're very good at throwing strikes and also very good at limiting home runs. Now they do have pretty pathetic unthwackability, just 0.09. So the Mints should be able to get some base hits, but they will have a hard time employing their usual walks and home runs strategy against this pitcher, at least. The good news for the Mints is that the starter in Game 2 is going to be Mitch Pink, who is just terrible in every sense of the word. And then if it does get to Game 5, Tobias Diallo presumably would be the starter for Mexico City. And Diallo is just as bad as Pink is. So Tobias and Mitch are the 2 weak links here in the Mexico City pitching staff. Other than that, Elijah Bader is very good. Patricia Rhodes is good. And then Badger Leon, sneaky good, as I said before. So the Mints will have their work cut out for them in this series, but they have momentum on their side as they have won 3 straight games over the Ohio Worms. They got out to a 2-0 series deficit, dropping games 1 and 2 against the Worms, but then they stormed back, and a huge comeback victory in Game 5 of the Up-Tempo Championship Series has gotten them to the ILB Finals. And it was on the strength of a grand slam by Yuri O'Lantern, followed up by a 3-run home run by Shea Yoshida, a 7th run bottom of the 8th inning, which is where the Mints always come alive, as we know. And that propelled them to victory, as they had Layla Chambers get incinerated on the mound while they were pitching and replaced by a very good pitcher. And that is, I already forgot their name. It's Kale Torch. picking up, rising out of the ashes of Layla Chambers, and the Mints got really lucky. Torch is a very good role. And so if it comes to it, that will be our pitcher in Game 5. So far, they've just played in one game for Kansas City, and they've been very good in that game. The starter for Game 1 of the Internet Series, I believe, will be LeVar Downey. Yes, LeVar Downey for the Mints. And the weather will be feedback. Downey, of course, has this electric blood, and so will zap away balls while they're pitching. If they get behind in the count, they can just decide not to be behind in the count anymore, so they've got that going for them. You can see them down there getting ready for the game, gasping for air, enjoying a nice coffee with a lot of cream and sugar, as am I. Drinking a whole lot of coffee today. I got to stay awake. Got to stay awake for this finals. This is my first time broadcasting a internet series, because I think last time the Mints were in it, I had to work, and also I think our other broadcaster was doing it, Blaseball Radio Host 2, who has been MIA this season. If you're out there listening, Blaseball Radio Host 2, miss ya. Love your broadcasts. I'm not trying to steal your thunder. Q-Bowl, you know, I can't wait for Boat Hamless to walk the Breath Mints to victory as well. I am so excited, I'm shaking as we get ready for this Internet Series Championship for the ILB. I'm just going back and reading Fresh Corner really quick. That's my pregame ritual. Taking a look down there on the field, LeVar Downey, we already did that. What's Badger Leone doing? They are destroying a pitching machine. That is their pregame ritual. Love that. Love that for them. Light and sweet coffee, which is evidently different than cream and sugar coffee. I don't know. And this game is set to start here in about 30 seconds. And we've got the organist once again going ham. That was good luck for us last time, so we're going to leave them on. And I will be right here. I'm Todd Gonzalez, and thank you so much for stopping by, enjoying this this internet series with me. And we should be set to get things underway down there on the field. The Meadow looking good, hosting its second ever Internet Series championship. Oh, hang on. What's going on with the site? Uh-oh. It's been one of those short circuits where we've had a lot of new features introduced to the game, and suddenly I cannot see the game at all. So, oh, here we go. Here we go. We're loading in. And there we are. LeVar Downey already getting to work, has one out recorded, and has zapped a ball away. But there's Lillian McKinley going deep for the Wings. No doubt shot into center field, and so the Wings will get on the board first. They have scored on the solo home run by Lillian McKinley, who had 38 home runs in the regular season, and now Soledad Drama will bat for Mexico City. They had 58 home runs this season. So the Wings, a very powerful lineup. They can score a lot in bunches, and already off to a hot start as Drama hits one deep into the outfield. That's going to go for a double as it finds its way to the fence, and already a couple of extra base hits for the Wild Wings as they've got a runner in second base with just one out, and that'll bring up Alonso Clement. And LeVar Downey will definitely have their work cut out for them today. Ahead in the count, though, 0-2 against Clement. And there's strike three called on the outside corner. A nice paint by Downey. There are, well, there is just one spot of relief in this lineup. And there's Genesis Toad hitting one into center field, and that'll get down for a single. Soledad Drama coming in all the way from second base, waved around to score. And the Wings are ahead 2-0. The Mints, you get the feeling that they are going to need to rely on the offense in this series, especially in this first game, as this is the Breath Mints' weakest pitcher, LeVar Downey, up there against really potent Mexico City Wild Wings lineup that can hit anybody. Downey behind in the count against Donna Larson here, 3-0. Larson selective, but the electricity coming in, zapping one of those balls away. That'll make it 2-0 now, and 3-0 anyway as Downey misses the zone again. And that'll be a walk, a 5-pitch walk for Donna Larson. And we'll go over to first base. And that'll bring up Harold Valley. Valley batted .267 on the regular season with 26 home runs. And they look at ball one. against Downey here. And there is the electricity again, zapping that ball away. So a fresh 0-0 count. And Valley fouls one off, back to the screen, 0-1. And there's a ground ball, a high bouncing one to Patrick Tagliatelle, who makes the play and flips it over to first. So the Wild Wings pick up 2 runs in the top of the first inning. But that'll do it for their rally. And we will go to the bottom of the first with the Breath Mints batting for the first time, already behind the 8 ball. Here's Shea Yoshida, who hit a big 3-run home run last time. And they take ball 1 here. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Good pitch from Leon. And Yoshida hits one high in the air into right field. Alonzo Clement will settle underneath it and make the play. Soledad Snyder stepping in for the Breath Mints. And takes a look at ball 1, missing outside. Leon trying to paint the corner. Now 2-0 as they try outside corner again. Swung on and missed. A 2-1 count. Soledad Snyder is the Breath Mints' weakest batter. But it doesn't matter as Snyder hits one right up the line, pulling it into the corner, and that'll be extra bases as they will stop at second base with a double, a stand-up double for Soledad Snyder, and that'll bring up Uz Dolan. Dolan, of course, famously night-shifted out earlier in the season and yet remained on the roster anyway, in spite of everybody. And Dolan with a ground ball out, that'll move the runner over to third base, and that'll bring up Boat Hamless, the record-setting Breath Mints batter. As good as the Wild Wings are, they don't have a batter as good as Boat Hamless. That could be the difference in this series, but Boat going after one and hits it on the ground, and that's a tough play for Donna Larson, but a nice play. The Wings showing off the defense, holding the runner at third base, and they will get out of the first without conceding a run. We go to the top of the second, and it will be, who will it be? Fontaine Teacup leading things off for Mexico City. LeVar Downey on the mound for the Mints. Misses inside, a 1-0 count. 2-0 now. Downey perhaps going for some electricity here. 3-0 as they cannot find the strike zone. Pitch. Oh no, the electricity zapping another ball away. So 2-0. And a fastball on the inside corner catches the zone. 2-1 now. Downey allowed 3 walks per 9 in the regular season. Part of a Breath Mints lineup that allowed the fewest walks of any rotation in the league. And there's strike 3 called on the outside corner. So Downey utilizing that electricity, as that should have been a walk, but it ended up being a strikeout. Excuse me. And that'll bring up Slow McDonald, the weakest hitter in the Wild Wings lineup. They are quickly down in the count, 0-2. Downey on the outside corner, a nice slider. Slow McDonald completely buckled by that pitch. And that'll roll the lineup over to the top. Nova Bai will come up with 2 outs here in the top of the second. And that pitch is in there, and strike 1. And now Bai rolls over one, hits it on the ground. Blather's going to have to hurry to make the out at first, and does. And that'll do it for the Wings in the top of the second. A 1-2-3 inning. We go to bottom 2 with the score still 2-0 Mexico City. Badger Leon taking the mound again for the Wild Wings. The feedback weather. Oh, hello, Glabe Moon. Welcome to the chat. Thank you so much for being here. My game has maybe frozen? What's going on here? Excuse me. There we go. Yuri O'Lantern is up. Well, we missed something. There's 1 out in the inning, and O'Lantern rolls over one and hits a ground ball to Fontaine Teacup. Fielded cleanly for the Wings, and that's 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the second. Now Patrick Tagliatelle strides into the box for the Breath Mints. And Patrick, very quickly, in an advantageous count, 2-0, and a scorched ground ball right at Teacup, a nice play. The Wings showing off some good infield defense here in the early goings, and they will have a 1-2-3 inning of their own in the bottom of the second. We will go to the third with Lillian McKinley leading things off for Mexico City. McKinley had a 1,077 OPS on the regular season, one of the most powerful hitters in the entire league. Always dangerous in there at the plate, but LeVar Downey going right after him. That's quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. And McKinley hits one hard on the ground, but Yuri O'Lantern with the nice defense stabs it and makes the play for out number 1. Now that'll bring up Soledad Drama. Wait, you're both Yuri? I'm confused. And Soledad Drama has grounded out, and now that's 2 outs in the inning, and that'll bring up Alonzo Clement. So Downey going right after the two toughest batters in the lineup, and we've got a 1-1 count against Clement now. Well, Clement is a very good batter in their own right. They hit 285 with a 377 on base percentage in the regular season, but Downey ahead in the count here, 0-2 after some favorable electricity, and trying to get him to chase, but they will not. 1-2 as that slider misses outside. And the electricity zapping it away just like that. So Downey can afford a few waste pitches here, but going right after him, and that's a ground ball. Boat Hamless with a nice play to field it on the glove side, and that'll get them out of the inning. 1-2-3 go the Wild Wings, and we go to the bottom of the third. The score still 2-0. It's so nice to have playoff hero Yuri O. Lantern in the Twitch chat. Thank you for hitting that big grand slam last time to get us into the internet series. Feels good. And Basil Kramer down on strikes to start out the bottom of the third. Hit it for me. Aw. Here's Liv Blather. Blather, of course, with the ball blood. They need just 3 balls to get a walk. Badger Leon will have to pitch in the strike zone here against Blather. 1-1 count against Liv. Pitch and ground ball to Genesis Toad. Scoops it up with a nice Toad play using the tongue that time to get the ground ball, and that'll get an out. 2 down for the Mints, and that'll roll it over to Shea Yoshida. Yoshida had a terrible start to the season, but got infused halfway through the season, and there is a ball hit right on the screws, a line drive into the outfield, a nice clean swing from Yoshida. That's a base hit, and the Mints have a runner here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Soledad Snyder hit a double last time. See if they can repeat that success here in this at-bat, but they are down in the count, 0-2 from Badger Leon. Pitch from Badger, and it's in there. Strike 3 called. Snyder shaking their head. They didn't think that was in the strike zone. But that's out number 3, and we will move to the 4th inning. This game moving along briskly. The Wild Wings with 2 runs in the first inning, and that's been all the scoring so far. Top of the 4th, and Genesis Toad will lead things off for the Wings. LeVar Downey has been pitching with confidence ever since that first inning. And coming in with a curveball, missing, but the electricity taking away the ball. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 0-1 count now. The pitch to Toad and a fly ball. Soledad Snyder will call for it and makes the play for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Donna Larson. And Larson going after the first pitch and hits it on the ground, a big bounce to Big Tarkanian. They'll step on first base, and that'll be the second out of the inning. That brings up Harold Valley. Valley, a 267 hitter in the regular season, and going after the first pitch as well, and that one's popped up. Patrick Tagliatelle making the play, and the Wings quickly go down 1-2-3. I think that was a 4-pitch inning, or maybe a 5-pitch inning. I don't know how. Do the electricity balls? I think those count as pitches. Call it a 5-pitch inning for LeVar, who is really settling into a groove here. And for the Mints in the 4th inning, it'll be Ooze Dolan followed by Boat Hamless and Big Tarkanian. Dolan quickly down in the count, 0-2 against Leon. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Dolan down on 3 pitches. That'll bring up Boat Hamless. Boat has been phenomenal in the playoffs so far for the Breath Mints, getting on base more than half the time, as they did in the regular season. Hamless setting the record for most walks in a season, most games in a row on base, but hitting a ground ball right to Harold Valley, that's a routine play, and Boat will be retired. And that'll bring up Big Tarkanian. Tarkanian is a poor hitter, but very good at drawing walks. They do not have the BABIP, but they do have the patience, and now they look at strikes 1 and 2, so 1-2 count. Badger Leon from the windup, and strike 3 called. Big Tarkanian down on strikes. Didn't even swing the bat in that one. And that'll bring us to the end of number 4. We go to the 5th. It's been a pitcher's duel. I don't think anybody expected that. With these two offenses, 2 of the highest scoring teams in the league. The Wings scored more runs than any other team, and the Breath Mints actually finished 3rd in runs scored in the regular season, if you can believe it. We fixed the Mints offense this year, if you believe it or not. LeVar Downey quickly zapping away some balls here against Fontaine Teacup. And Teacup hitting one on the ground. Basil Kramer making the play for the Mints for out number 1. That'll bring up Slow McDonald, who is actually not really all that slow if you look at the Forbidden stats. They've got good laser likeness. So don't be fooled by the name. They are down in the count. And Downey missing outside to even things up at 1-1. Don't forget I said that as the electricity zapping the ball away, and it's 0-1 again. And now it's 1-1 again. Well, this is fun. Electricity blood is funny. McDonald hitting one on the ground. It's going to be a close play. Dolan with the good throw to make the out at first. That'll be 2 down for the Wings here in the top of the 5th. Nova Bai will step into the box. Nova had a .290 batting average in the regular season, and that's why you can see there a good piece of hitting. Line drive into left field, and that will get the Wings a base runner here with 2 outs and Lillian McKinley at the dish. McKinley had a solo home run back in the first inning. Hit 38 dingers in the regular season. Downey perhaps pitching around them a little bit. Behind in the count, 2-0. 3-0 now, and we'll see if they use the electricity. And they will not. So McKinley will draw the walk. You get the feeling that that might have been intentional by Downey, not wanting to pitch to McKinley, but that's going to bring up Drama now, who is the most potent hitter in this Wings lineup. And there is a base hit. That's a line drive into left, and some aggressive base running by Nova Bai as the throw will not beat them to the plate. And the Wings have their 3rd run of the game. And the other base runner will advance to 3rd. It's Lillian McKinley over there. And that'll bring up Alonzo Clement with runners on the corners here. Hello, Greg Kennedy. Welcome to this. And Clement with 2 outs. Ignore that score bug. The score bug is wrong. It's 1-2 count against Alonzo Clement here. Downey checking the runners and using the electricity, zapping that ball away, so that'll make it 0-2. And Clement gets into it and hits it right up the line. That's going to find its way into the corner. Clement off to the races. Will go around second base and sliding safely into 3rd. That's a triple for the Wings. They score 2 more runs, and they have busted things open here in the 5th. It's 5-0. Genesis Toad going after the first pitch and a ground ball out. Soledad Snyder with a nice piece of fielding. But the Wings have jumped out now to a 5-0 advantage. And with the way that Badger Leon has been pitching today, you get the feeling that 5 runs is going to be more than enough for Mexico City. But we saw what the Mints did last time, waiting until the very end of the game to come alive. And perhaps they are trying to set up a similar kind of script here today. Game 1 of the Internet Series. Yuri O'Lantern leading things off for the Mints. And ahead in the count, 3-0. Pitch from Leon. And Yuri going after a pitch out of the strike zone on 3-0. Ill-advised swing, and that's going to result in a ground ball out. That'll bring up Patrick Tagliatelle with 1 out for the Mints. Leon missing the strike zone again, a 1-0 count. And there is a foul ball from Tagliatelle. 1-2 now as Tagliatelle fouling another one off. They've evened the count now, 2-2, as the fastball misses upstairs. And Tagliatelle puts a charge into it, hits it hard on the ground, but Genesis Toad with a nice play to make the out. And that'll bring up Basil Kramer now with nobody on and 2 down. Wings in control of this Internet Series Game 1. A 2-0 count on Basil Kramer. Hello, Athena. Thanks for coming. And 3-0 now. Let's see if Basil keeps the bat on the shoulder. Don't swing here, Basil. And there's a strike right down the middle. Well, maybe they should have swung. Maybe they shouldn't listen to me. And there's ball 4 as Leon missing low with the changeup. And Basil will be on first base. Liv Blather will step into the box for the Mints with either 1 or 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. I can't remember. Liv looks at the first pitch and the second pitch as well. A 1-1 count now on Blather. Sense that Liv might be up there looking to walk as they take another one on the corner. 1-2 now. Leon missing inside, 2-2. And Liv going after it, and that's a base hit. And a nice piece of base running as the Mints are going to have a runner over there on 3rd now. And here's Shea Yoshida with a chance to get Kansas City back into this game. Takes a look at strike 1, 0-1 count. Runners on the corners here with 2 outs, I think. Now down in the count, 0-2 quickly as Badger Leon going right after him. Trying to get him to chase on the curveball, that one in the dirt. And Shea does not bite. Now a 2-2 count as they waste another one. Pitch from Badger, and Yoshida hits it hard on the ground, but a nice play by Slow McDonald. And the Wings allow 2 base runners, but the Breath Mints unable to score either. And so inning number 5 becomes an outing. We go to the top of the 6th here in the feedback at the Meadow. And Donna Larson will lead things off for the Wild Wings, trying to extend that 5-0 lead. Remember, it's a long series. It's 5 games. And this is really the only... Oh, there's Donna Larson putting a charge into it. And that one is a home run, no doubt about it. A solo dinger for the Wings. That'll extend the lead to 6-0. Every single one of these Wild Wings batters can go yard at any time. And as I was saying, it's a long series. And this is pretty much the only game in the series, I believe, that the Breath Mints will have a definite pitching disadvantage. In all of the other ones, it's either even or tilted in the Breathmint's favor. So the Wings, despite the fact that they are 44% underdogs in this one, I believe that they have the advantage out there on the mound with Badger Leon and LeVar Downey out there for the Mints, the weakest batter or the weakest pitcher rather in our rotation. Because I'm an Aisha believer. Aisha Badri will be the next pitcher for the Mints, and I think that Aisha is actually good. That's my take here in the 6th inning as the Mints down by 6 runs, and Fontaine Teacup at the dish for the Wild Wings. 1 out and a 3-1 count on Teacup. It's Downey trying to find it back into the zone, using that electricity once again, zapping away a ball. 2-1 now, and another ball zapped away. So it went from 3-1 to 1-1. And it didn't matter, as Fontaine Teacup is all over it, blasting one deep into the right field corner, and that's going to be a double. I'll bring up Slow McDonald. The old Slow McDonald batted just, what did they bat? 179 in the regular season. By far the lowest batting average on the Wild Wings. In fact, the second worst was actually 211, which is pretty bad too, as Slow goes down on strikes for the second out in the inning. And that'll bring up Nova Bai as we go back to the top of the lineup here for Mexico City. And Bai going after the first pitch, and that's a base hit. A ground ball into the outfield. And Fontaine Teacup will come in to score, and that makes it 7-0 Wings. Lillian McKinley will step into the box once again. They got the scoring started with a home run back in the first inning. Downey behind in the count now, 2-0. They can afford to waste more pitches than any other pitcher because of that electric blood, but there's McKinley with a solid knock into left, and that's going to be a base hit. The runner will hold at second base. The Wings have a little 2-out rally going here in the 6th. Soledad Drama stepping into the batter's box. The most potent hitter in the Wings lineup hits a hard ground ball, but Ooze Dolan right there and makes the play to get the out. And that'll finally get the Breathmints out of the top of the 6th. We go to bottom 6, and it'll be, I believe, Soledad Snyder leading things off for the Mints. Takes a look at strike one from Leon. Badger Leon just unflappable so far on the mound, and a nice pitch there, getting Soledad to pop it up. Slow McDonald will make the play, and that'll bring up Ooze Dolan. Dolan going after the first pitch and hits it on the screws. That's a line drive into right. That'll find its way down for a base hit. So the Mints have a base runner here with Boat Hamless at the dish. I believe Boat has not gotten on base so far today. I think my favorite Boat Hamless stat from the regular season is that they had 3 times as many games in which they drew 4 walks as they did games in which they didn't get on base at all, which is just ridiculous. There's a walk right on cue for Boat Hamless. In fact, of the 162 Breathmints games in the regular season, Boat Hamless only did not get on base in 7 of them. 155 times out of 162, Boat got on base, which is just real good. So runners on first and second here for Big Tarkadian, who's having a big postseason with a lot of extra base hits. And they are ahead in the count 3-0. And Big with the big swing on 3-0. That's going to be a base hit. And Ooze Dolan will come in to score. Boat Hamless racing around to third base. And so Big Tarkanian with the RBI single, swinging on 3-0. Always a dangerous proposition, especially for the Breathmints. And that'll bring up Yuri O'Lantern, the hero of the Championship Series. Yuri, even count here, 1-1. Pitch from Leon, swung on and missed. A big swing from O'Lantern. And strike 3 called on the inside corner. A nice sinker ball there from Leon. Good movement on that pitch, had him fooled. And that'll bring up Patrick Tagliatelle. Tagliatelle was frozen more times than any other Breathmints player in the regular season, I believe. That's why I like to call him Frozen Pasta. And Tagliatelle behind in the count here, 1-2, as Leon pounding strikes in there. And rolls one over, hit on the ground weakly to Herald Valley. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. So the Breathmints get on the board. They're not going to be shut out here in Game 1. But it is 7-1 as we go into the 7th. Mexico City trying to add to that lead. Alonzo Clement will lead things off for them. And after that, it will be Genesis Toad and Donna Larson. And Clement going after the first pitch and hits it on the ground to Basil Kramer for the 1st out of the inning. Here's Toad, swinging and missing at strike one. LeVar Downey has allowed 7 runs, but doesn't appear to have been affected by it all that much, continuing to go after these Mexico City batters. Just pounding strikes in there, and then when they do throw a ball, they know that they can just rely on that electricity to zap it away, just like that. And one fouled off now, and Toad is behind in the count, 1-2. Make that 0-2. Downey with a smirk after getting rid of 2 balls. They can throw another one. A waste pitch there, trying to get him to chase. And just zapping it away just like that. Downey is taunting him a little bit here. Showing a whole lot of swagger for a pitcher who's down 6 runs. But at this point, why not have a little bit of fun out there? We've got an even count now. I think the count should be something like 6-2, but Toad hits it on the ground to Soledad Snyder. A nice pitch there by Downey, a good sinker, inducing the ground ball. And that'll bring up Donna Larson with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Downey missing with ball 1, but will it matter? Who knows? Larson fouls one back into the crowd. Souvenir for a lucky fan. 2-1 count here on Larson, and now 3-1. Downey charging up the electricity and throwing it in there anyway. A quick pitch, a nice pitch, catching Larson unawares, and it doesn't matter as Larson has drawn a walk. Curveball missing the zone there by Downey. That'll bring up Harold Valley with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Valley fouls it off. 0-1 count. Downey working out of the stretch, checks that runner, and fires a curveball in the dirt. Ball 1. And another curveball missing the zone. 2-1 count now. And make it 1-1 again as there's the electricity. I need an electricity like sound effect or something. Here's the pitch from Downey, and that one misses again. 3-1 count on Harold Valley. And Valley puts a charge into it, deep into left, going back on it as Hamlis, and it is gone, just barely, over the wall. Another home run for the Wild Wings. They have just been scoring at will here. A 9-1 score at this point. This game is pretty much over. The Breath Mints, they scored, of course, 7 runs in the 8th inning last time. There's a double for Fontaine Teacup as the Wild Wings just won't stop here. Oh, thank you for the follow, Glade Moon. Yeah, Madriga's internet can do a whole lot of fun stuff. Here, watch this. You can do that, and it could also do... This is my favorite one. Anyway, that's the inning. Slow McDonald hits a ground ball to finally end things in the top of the 7th, but the Wild Wings pick up a few more runs, and it is going to be 9-1 going into the bottom of the 7th. The Breath Mints needing a miracle if they want to win this game 1. But it is a long series. It is a long series, and the next pitcher, Mitch Pink, gives up over 10 walks per 9, so I'm not scared of them. Unless we have some feedback shenanigans. I mean, if we feedbacked one of these Wild Wings hitters, I mean, we have an 8 out of 9 chance of getting a really good one. So, only 2 grand slams from tying it up, as Greg Kennedy says in the chat there. I agree. I think we need 2 grand slams here. I think Liv Blather should lead things off here with a single just like that. And then we can have, who's up after Liv? Shea Yoshida. Just need some base runners here. And there's another single. They've gone back to back. And Blather will scoot over to third base as Yoshida with a nice piece of hitting over into right field. That'll bring up Soledad Snyder with nobody out, I think, in the bottom of the 7th. And Soledad hits one deep into center field. And that one's going to skip to the wall. And that's a base hit, extra bases. Liv Blather will come in to score. Shea had to wait and make sure that the outfielder didn't catch that. And so they will have to hold at third base. And the Breath Mints have scored. Make it 9-2. We're not dead yet. Here's Ooze Dolan, who led the Breath Mints in home runs in the regular season with 32. It's been very quiet so far in the postseason, though. And Dolan hits one on the ground. Alonzo Clement will make the play for the second out. That'll bring up Boat Hamlis. Well, there are not enough superlatives to say about Boat Hamlis's regular season that they had. And now they are ahead in the count here, 2-0. Leon with the pitch and a big swing and miss. Hamlis trying to put that one over the fence, but a nice changeup there from Leon fooled him. And now they have evened the count out at 2-2. And Hamlis fouls one off to stay alive, still 2-2. Pitch from Badger, misses outside, a full count. Good at bat here from Boat. And that'll be a walk, as Badger Leon missing outside with the curveball, and Boat Hamless, another walk, will stroll on over to first base. And here's Big Tarkanian with a chance for a grand slam to get the Mints back in this game. And Big, with a fly ball into shallow center field, should be no problem for Harold Valley. Makes the play, and that'll end the 7th inning. A big spot there for Big Tarkanian, but unable to do anything about it. And we will go to the 8th, with the Wild Wings still leading by 7. That was the best chance that the Mints have had all game, loading the bases up against Badger Leon, who is really pitching a gem out there. It's just been completely unflappable. Runners on base, off base, doesn't matter. Throwing strikes and making the Mints pay for every mistake that they make. LeVar Downey here against Nova Bai is ahead in the count, 0-2. And Bai hits one high in the air, and Dolan will make the play for out number 1. I'll bring out the heart of the order here for the Worms. Lynn McKinley hits it hard on the ground, but Uriel Lantern laying out for it and making a nice play and firing it over to first for the 2nd out of the inning. Good defensive play there for the Mints. Here's Soledad Drama, who has been quiet in this game, I think. I don't remember. Soledad, there's a double. Shut up, Todd. I shouldn't jinx it like that. Anyway, they'll be on second base, and here's Alonzo Clement. With a 1-0 count, trying to get the Wings into double digits here with a runner in scoring position. Downey behind now, 2-0. You get the sense Downey might be trying to walk him to get that double play in order. Well, there's the electricity zapping a ball away, perhaps foiling that plan. And now Downey has gotten ahead in the count, 1-2. Pitch to Clement. Oh no, it's more electricity, and now it's 0-2. And strike 3 called, and there were 2 outs in the inning anyway. So yeah, that'll end the top of the 8th, and we will go to the bottom of the inning now with the Mints in need of a miracle. They scored 7 runs in the bottom of the last 8th inning, last game, so it's certainly possible. And Uriel Lantern was responsible for 4 of those runs on the iconic grand slam to send the Mints to the Internet Series. Trying for a repeat of that here, but they are behind in the count, 0-2. It's the pitch from Leon, and strike 3 called. A changeup on the outside corner. Really nice piece of pitching there. And that'll be the first out. That'll bring up Patrick Tagliatelle. Bounces one on the ground. Genesis Toad will make the play for the 2nd out. Mints running out of outs here. Basil Kramer will come up to the dish. And going after the first pitch, and once again, right to Toad. A fly ball out, and that'll end the 8th. And the Mints are going to be down to just one last chance. They've got 3 outs, and they need to score 7 runs. It's possible, but quite unlikely. Genesis Toad made a couple of defensive plays in that last half inning and will lead things off for Mexico City here. LeVar Downey working out of the stretch. Taking their time out there. Did it freeze again? Uh-oh, I think we froze again. I'm going to refresh it. Okay, there we go. 0-2 count on Toad. And Downey missing outside, 1-2. The count will be even now as Toad takes a look at ball high. And the electricity is zapping it away, just like that. Downey really taking advantage of that electricity today. Unfortunate that they've given up 9 runs. 3-2 on Toad now. Here's the pitch, and it's bounced on the ground. Uriel Lantern will make the play. That's an out, and that'll bring up Donna Larson. I believe Donna has hit a home run earlier in this game. Donna actually hit the fewest home runs of anybody in the Wings lineup except for Slow McDonald of all the regulars. The second fewest was 18, that's how good these Wings are. But they're out, and now Harold Valley is at the dish with 2 outs and a 1-0 count. Make that a 0-0 count as the electricity yeeting that ball away just like that. Valley fouls one off, and it's 0-1. Pitch from Downey, fouled off again, 0-2 count. And Downey, out of the windup, kicks and deals. And it's hit high in the air, a pop-up, and Boat Hamless will have plenty of time to get underneath it and make the play. And that'll end things here in the top of the 9th. The Breath Mints, in need of a super miracle, Down by 7 with 1/2 inning to come back. Liv Blather will lead things off and takes a look at strike 1. Leon from the windup fires it in there and swung on and missed. 0-2 count now. And now Leon, wait, what? No, not Starlin Castro. Somebody keeps stealing my microphone. It's really freaking me out. Blather takes a look at strike 3, and that'll be the first mince out here in the bottom of the 9th. Shea Yoshida stepping into the box for Kansas City. Takes a look at ball 1. And now 2-0. Leon pitching around Yoshida a little bit here. And swung on and missed. Yoshida swinging for the fences on that one. The count will be 2-1. And Shea connects. A good hit, and that is going to be off the wall. And Shea will hold up at second base. Wanted to try for 3 there, but they held him up. That'll bring up Soledad Snyder, the Breath Mint's weakest hitter. And a bouncing ball right on cue to Lillian McKinley for the second out of the inning. And it'll all come down to Ooze Dolan. Ooze a good boy, but Ooze really should be in the shadows. If this were Benjamin Singer in Ooze's place, I believe we would have won this game, as Ooze hitting a ground ball, and that's going to do it. Soledad Drama fielding it for the Wings. And game 1 is in the books. Mexico City has defeated Kansas City 9-2. And they are up 1-0 in this internet series. I will see you at the top of the hour for game 2. Thank you for checking out the channel. Thank you for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you, especially if you're Breath Mints fans. And, yeah.